San Diego match recap, 3 crowns, Royal Roundtable, from the stands, and looking ahead to SKC. All that and more coming up on Boot Room 801. Welcome back to the Boot Room, everyone. My name is Giles, and I'm joined as always by my co-host and wife, Kayla.
Hello.
And we are back after taking a week off coinciding with the international break. And for those of you who've been following along on social media, we had to take care of our dog Patches, who has somehow managed to blow out his ACL.
He pulled a Pablo Ruiz.
Yeah, so RSL and apparently the Sims family prone to injuries this year.
Hey, only the dog, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
We're not doing another one for me.
Yeah,
No,
hopefully it doesn't spread and we don't add any names to our injury list. But Patches is doing okay. He's hurting, but we're helping him to manage that. And then we are working towards surgery for him to be a long-term fix that will cut the pain back and get him back to normal.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for bearing with us for that. And for those who have shared the GoFundMe or donated, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. That we really appreciate it. But we'll get into the soccer now.
Yeah, I hate weeks that we don't play.
Yeah, bye weeks are not my favorite.
Yeah, it'll be interesting in June when we don't have anything. I mean, we'll have the World Cup, but...
Yeah, the World Cup's going to be exciting, hopefully, and not quite like this international break for the national team.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, 2 heavy losses. Not super fun, but hopefully Pochettino calls up a slightly stronger roster for the World Cup, and
stronger
they take
defense.
it a little... Well, hopefully they take it a little more seriously.
I mean, you would think. But anyways, let's go back into a couple weeks ago when we were in San Diego on the Sunday game. We were on our 3-game winning streak, and we did leave with a point. We did leave with a draw. But we are also the first to score in San Diego this season.
I mean, that's always a plus.
We scored twice.
Yeah, they've had such a strong fortress in San Diego recently, and I mean San Diego's had a pretty darn good start. Looking at where they're at in the table, I mean they're only a point above us, and they're sitting in 4th on the table right now. We have a pretty tight Western Conference table.
Yeah, it's all about the West this year.
Yeah, which is very much not what I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to have a much tighter and stronger Eastern Conference, but it has really flipped. The East has not been as strong as I thought they would be.
Oh, they've flopped quite a bit.
I mean, you look at Philadelphia Union, they went from being dominant last year to
not winning a single game or even drawing. They've lost 5 times.
Yeah, that's rough.
They've pulled the LA Galaxy.
Yeah, hearts go out to the Philadelphia Union fans.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see a good showing in San Diego. So, yeah, Kayla, walk us through the match.
Match started pretty even. It was kind of pretty back and forth about possession and moments, things like that. So, started off pretty even. In the 18th minute, Solans was able to start a big moment, get it over to Sanabria. Sanabria moves it up quite a bit, and Solans is able to just power past the defense while still being onside. Yeah. And Sanabria lobs a ball, and Solans is able to head it in, and it was a beautiful header.
Yeah, I loved the run from Solans on that. It was just so well timed. So he pops that ball over to Juanma and then waits and waits and waits and then turns the jets on
just when it's
and
needed.
Goes. And he beat
Dua.
What's his name? Yeah, Dua, who is a constant thorn in our side during this game.
And went to his back shoulder, so he was not expecting it.
Yeah. And the discipline to wait.
Yeah.
We have in the past had players who could make that run speed-wise. Anderson Julio is one that could speed-wise do that run, but
always offside.
yeah, 10 times out of 10 he would have been offside on
Yeah.
that. And Solans has that soccer IQ to hang back, run in, go off the back shoulder, then put a very well placed header into the net. And that was just it was a thing of beauty. And it's so encouraging to see that our players are linking up in such a dangerous way. To see our striker making a dangerous strike. It shouldn't be such a novel thing, but after last year, just to see our strikers finish, it's so nice.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, because like last year it was like Olatunji could.
That's it.
Yeah.
End of list.
Yeah. It was such a disappointing striker year last year. This year, where
way of depth,
there's been so much success there. I mean, Solans is now 2 goals in 5 games and tied for our golden boot. So by this point last year, I don't think we had any players with 2 goals.
No.
I would have to go back and check that to make sure, but now we've got 2 that have 2 goals in 5 games. So much better place to be in.
Yeah. So we took an early lead. San Diego did answer in the 27th minute after a dangerous free kick that created quite a bit of chaos in the box. It was like
a dang pitball game.
And then once again, set pieces are our struggle. But that one was a little bit different. It wasn't like a disconnect or a failure to communicate. It was just chaos. And that one is a really hard thing to defend on either, like if you were either team.
It didn't look pretty, and it shouldn't have gotten to that point of that chaos. Like, I don't know what our deal with set pieces is, but man, that was rough to see.
Yeah. We still created quite a few chances even after the equalizer, including a really near miss from Solans right before halftime.
Yeah, there were a lot of near misses.
There were a lot. And the only reason that one didn't go in was because Duo was right there.
Oh.
Like you said, he was a thorn in our side. If he was not on the pitch, I think we would have had a much higher score.
Oh, it would have been 5 goals for RSL without Duo on the pitch. Any other defender in the league, it would have been 5 goals for RSL.
Yeah, but he did really well.
Dua is incredibly good, and then he also just had the luck. Every bounce went his way. I was so frustrated with that. I was just, come on, just one bounce go our way. Just one bounce. But no, every bounce went Dua's way. It was Dua's day, and I mean, he's so good. I'm very impressed by him, and I doubt that he stays in MLS that long. Just he's gonna get snatched up by a team with very deep pockets very early on.
Yeah. So going into the second half, Diego Luna did come in at halftime for Aiden Hezerkani and kind of helped shift the energy and creativity for RSL. It definitely felt like a more energetic team.
And Hezerkani took a little bit of a knock in the first half.
Yeah, so for Luna to be able to help out and protect, it's so nice to have depth. That even if there's like the littlest, like, hey, I don't feel super great, cool, we can switch you out. We don't have to be like, oh my gosh, we're doing this.
It was really fun to see Luna coming on and getting a full half. I love the way that Luna plays. I mean, it's obvious Luna's one of our best players, and he's done incredibly well. We all know that. But seeing him come back from injury and seeing that he's still just as good, that's very reassuring.
Yeah.
'Cause knees are scary.
Yeah.
Like anytime that you have a knee injury, it's kind of like it's a crapshoot on if the player comes back, if it's gonna be
the same.
Yeah, if it's gonna be the same or if it's gonna be a struggle to get back into shape. And props to Luna for putting in the work in training.
Yeah.
And he's looked excellent in training. So it was, at least for me, it was very encouraging to see him coming on and changing the dynamic so quickly.
Unfortunately, San Diego did take the lead in the 56th minute because of Anders Dreyer after a counterattack. He was able to just like sneak that one in.
And that was another one that should have been a goal for RSL. RSL drives the ball in, has a great chance. It goes wide, and then I was very frustrated with the broadcast because they cut away to show something, like show a replay, and the whole build up for Dreyer's goal happened while they were cut away to a replay.
Yeah, I
So
felt bad for him
like
that we didn't even
cut,
get to see the whole movement.
like we go back into the game. Like I didn't get to see the defense at all. Like not that there was much on that play because there was miles of space in front of, I think it was 2 San Diego players that were running down. It was Dreyer and somebody else. And I don't know, like that was
poor planning on broadcast side.
Yeah, I wasn't very impressed with the broadcast on this one. It
was frustrating for sure.
Yeah. They kept cutting away from the game at important times, and they kept not focusing on what the play actually was. Yeah. I don't know. I was disappointed from the broadcast perspective.
Spearings and Olatunji did come in the 67th minute and brought some much needed extra energy. I love when Olatunji comes in because he just brings so much power and speed and energy and leadership, I guess.
Yeah.
To that front line.
The way that Olatunji and Gilavogi combine, and the way that just that whole line, I just love having Sanabria, Luna, Olatunji, Gilavogi, and Gozo. Like that is so dangerous, and we saw it be dangerous time and time again. And again, if it wasn't for Dua, more goals would have been scored.
Yeah, and Spearings actually brought a lot to the defensive mid side. Being able to just give, he has so much height and depth, and like he's such a powerhouse.
Yeah, and I'll say it again. I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's very Beckerman-like. I just love watching him just take control of that midfield.
I'm excited for Dylan to learn from him because I know Griffin Dillon really wants to be a Beckerman-esque player, and so for him to be able to start right now while Spearings is getting more match fit, being able to help with that, but then to be able to learn from him and to practice with him and to get to know his style, and I think that'll help a lot with Griffin Dillon.
But it was just fun to see the subs coming on and making a big impact. It's very good to have Luna and Olatunji back fit and probably close to, if not at, starting fitness. So hopefully we see them in the starting 11, if not on Saturday's game, then for the next one. And the international break probably helped with that a little bit too.
Yeah.
Increasing the likelihood of us seeing them come on against SKC.
Yeah. Speaking of big impact, in the 85th minute, Luna was able to do a corner and it kept our sequence alive. So Gilavogi was able to drive the ball across the goal, and Olatunji finished it at the back post, getting us 2-2.
And it was such a good goal, and it was so fun seeing his celebration and seeing people that were there, like San Diego fans, joining in on his celebration. I think that's a testament to the charisma that Olatunji has, that even the opposing fans are celebrating with him when he scores.
Yeah.
Like, Olatunji has charisma, like, just
coming out of every pore.
Yeah, he exudes it. His charisma has charisma. It's just awesome. I really like seeing him playing with such authority and just having a good, fun time. I don't know. Just our front line is so exciting right now, and I just can't speak enough about how exciting it is.
And all of them, not just the big ones that we've been expecting, but Aiden Hezerkani, Sergi Solans, these ones that are stepping up and taking names and really proving that they belong on the first team. So I think that's really great.
Yeah. I love Solans coming in after coming from college and really just showing that he is MLS caliber striker day one.
Yeah.
And that's a testament to the super draft. And so many teams in this league underestimate the super draft, and it hurts them in the long run because we get these incredible talented players coming, and like Solans or like Anelli, who, if you haven't heard, Anelli underwent a knee procedure and should finally have that addressed and be able to start healing and recovering and rejoining the team eventually. So that there's good news there. But to my point of awesome players coming out of the super draft, we have so many from RSL. And then we have a ton that are being developed at the Monarchs level too.
Mm-hmm.
So just such an untapped resource for most of this league. It's good to see RSL doing such a good job of showcasing that pipeline and putting attention on players that would otherwise be overlooked.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. To finish off the game, San Diego, Mr. Christopher McVeigh decided to get a little mouthy with the ref and got a second yellow. So he got a red card.
And off the
and
pitch
he is a starter. Like he's a big piece for their defense. So that's going to be interesting for them this coming week.
It put a little fire under RSL, and I think that red card, I think that kind of changed the perspective of this game from being like rescuing a point on the road and to turning it to more of a more comfortable result. That the rest of the game, there was so much momentum going RSL's way that it almost felt like after recapturing the point and feeling like we rescued the match, it almost felt like we blew a shot at a win because there were just so many good chances after that red card. And again, it was Dua. Dua was just on fire. Dua got man of the match from
their
FOTMOB.
Keeper was also really good.
Yeah, he did very well. We would also be remiss to not mention how well Cabral did.
Oh my gosh.
Like his double save.
Oh my gosh, that was so awesome. Like they could have had so many more points if we didn't have Cabral.
Yeah. If we go into this match with a keeper that does not have Cabral's composure and just, everything that makes Cabral, if we'd gone in with a different keeper, I'm not sure that we could have been in the position to be making as many good strikes as we did. RSL outshot San Diego 21-14.
Wow.
And put 7 shots on net to San Diego's 5 and came away with 8 corners. So RSL was doing very well attacking wise, but if we didn't have Cabral, I'm pretty darn sure that the club does not play with the confidence that they have to get those kind of attacking numbers, and having a good solid defensive core makes that offense possible. There was a good shout for Cabral there, and then our center backs doing very well. Quentin, Glad, and Engel have been doing very, very well holding that down.
Yeah.
And when Yedlin's fully healthy, there's gonna be some questions on who starts right away, or do we work? I mean, we're at the luxury where we don't have to put Yedlin back in too early. It's a weird spot to get used to of like, oh, we don't have to rush him back in. Right. We didn't have to rush Luna back in. We didn't have to rush Olatunji back in. We have quality depth at every position, and it never feels like we're calling somebody up to a level they're not ready for.
Yeah.
We're just slotting in guys who are ready to perform, and I don't know, it's such a encouraging feeling. I just like it a lot. So
yeah. It's been interesting too because like we have these stellar players who are able to really change the game. I mean, Sanabria has 2 assists for the season already. The only other person who has 2 assists is Guy Lavogie.
Yeah. I mean, both of them have slotted in and made amazing contributions.
Yeah, and then our other assists are Gozo, and then Justin Glad and Philip Quinton are 2 center backs. So it's kind of interesting, but it just shows how vertical our play is and how dynamic and changeable it is, which is really cool.
And that goes to what Pablo has said. He wants the squad to play a much more north to south, or south to north kind of attack, and be less east to west. So putting that effort in of driving the long balls down and just getting into the attacking third, it's making a huge difference, and it's such a big improvement from last year to this year. And having these dynamic players like Spearings and Olatunji, who both came on as second half subs in the last 2 games, and Spearings pulls out a match-winning shot against Austin. Olatunji rescues the draw against San Diego and scores the second goal scored against San Diego in San Diego for the year. RSL's ability to find these late answers is encouraging, and to not give up. I love seeing a team that fights to the last whistle.
Yeah.
We see that in RSL, where the attitude is a lot different this year to last year. Where
last
year
year
it was just survive.
We'd concede a goal and be like, oh, well, now we're just going to survive and hit on the back foot. Like,
yeah, it was just survival was the priority, and now I think the club's mindset and attitude is so much more healthy this year, and they're fighting for each other, and they are just going all out until the final whistle. So I love seeing that.
Pablo mentioned that in his post-match interview as well, that he was so impressed that they never gave up, and that even when we were behind, they still were pushing for the goal. Even when we got the goal, they still were pushing for another goal. And it may not have happened because of Dua and their goalie, which I wish I knew his name.
Like Furry.
Yeah.
And he's a young guy too. So I mean, that quality of MLS at a young age. We see a lot of around the league, a lot of youngsters stepping up, not just at RSL. I mean, RSL, we have Solans out of the draft, and Hazarkani and Moisa and Dylan all stepping up as young guys.
Gozo.
I mean, it's funny to me, like, I forget sometimes how young Gozo is, just because of how composed he is on the field, and then how composed he is off the field as well when you talk to him.
It was also Gozo's birthday.
Oh yeah, so it was a birthday draw for Gozo. So happy belated birthday to Gozo. It was a fun performance from him as well. Seeing this push of young players from around the league has been encouraging. I'm excited by it. I'm excited to see the future of MLS as it develops, and especially after this World Cup window, when all of these international players come into the U.S. and Canada and Mexico and see the
caliber of our facilities.
Yeah, the facilities, and then get to interact with our players from MLS. It's going to do a lot, I think, to boost the reputation of MLS internationally. And I think we'll see more players trying to target coming to MLS because of our development and because of, I mean, the things that make MLS special. And I think that's why RSL is holding on to that second DP spot. It's encouraging to see RSL finding those answers late. It's encouraging to see RSL fighting to the last whistle. It's encouraging to see young guys stepping up. It's also encouraging to see veteran players that we've brought in to, like, we've brought them in to perform, and then they do perform, like Sanabria. He's not a young, or I mean, he's relatively young, but he's not like a rookie coming in that we're surprised by. I mean, he was the captain of his former team.
Yeah.
He's got composure and experience playing for his national team in this window, and making a difference every time he's on the field for us, and he's becoming more and more important. It bears mentioning that during this international break, he lifted his team every time he came onto the field.
Yep.
So it's not just in MLS, it's not just in the RSL system, it's Sanabria making everywhere he goes better. So that is, I mean, that just shows that was a great signing, a great pickup, and thank goodness we got it across the line.
Yeah.
That was
the back and forth stress.
Oh yeah, it was stressful from the outside perspective of like us as fans, where we're not in the meetings, so we're just like relying on the news media, and
it felt like a will they won't they rom-com for a second.
Yeah, so it was just like every time we turned around, we were getting a different message from a different source. It's like, oh, he's saying goodbye to his teammates. Oh, he's decided to stay. And apparently that report wasn't truly accurate. He was already packing to come here. But still, from the fan perspective, it was a little bit scary. But to see it come across the line, and then to see Sanabria living up to the hype.
Yeah.
Because everyone was so excited about his signing, and he's showing us that we were right to be excited.
Yeah, for sure.
And RSL coming back into these games after conceding. These last two games were both come from behind results. It was encouraging to see, like we said, they didn't give up, and it speaks to the character of the club.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of good character and the awesomeness that is RSL, I think it's time for us to announce our 3 crowns for this game.
Yeah. So, Kayla, why don't you get us started here, and let's go over your 3 crowns.
I don't think it's going to be anyone's surprise with how much we've talked about him, but mine is Juan Sanabria for my first crown. I think that he is so dynamic, but he's such a playmaker. He's such a dynamic person on the field, and being able to get another assist, being able to make so many chances that were so close, I think was very impactful. So that's my first crown. My second crown is Victor Olatunji. I mean, that goal was perfection.
It really was.
It was, one, Guy Lavoga being able to get the assist into it, but for Olatunji to just send it into the back with such power and such confidence shows that he is where he's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And he is as good as he is.
Yeah.
And then my third goes to Oh Captain, My Captain, Rafa Cabral. We've talked about it so many times. If we did not have him in the net, we don't win.
It feels very much like the days of Nick Raimondo, where we just have a keeper that we trust and we love and we know is going to be an important factor in our victories.
And sometimes the way he contorts his body, I'm like, are you a gymnast or a goalie? Like,
yeah, it astounds me. Cabral is a year older than I am. Mm-hmm. And even I don't even think at my most fit back in my days as a college athlete or as a high school athlete, I don't think I could have ever done what he does.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's a big reason why he's a professional athlete and I am not. But still, like, I couldn't in my wildest dreams dive and make these kind of saves that he makes, and then to have the wherewithal to make the diving save, then stand back up and do another one
immediately afterwards. Like, yeah. It was beautiful. It was like art.
Just the composure of Cabral is so impressive.
Yep. So those are my 3 crowns. I think they are very well deserved, and I am so excited. I'm so excited for this upcoming match and to see what that little bit of a break did, because sometimes it's good to take a break, to keep going while you're ahead, and to really hone in on the things that you want to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And watching them in practice, I'm so excited.
Yeah. To see the training that's happening, like the training that happened during the international break, it's still very encouraging because we see them not coasting.
Yeah. They're not pulling back.
Yeah. Nobody's taking this as a chance to slack off. Everyone is taking this as an opportunity to get extra reps in before another competitive match.
Exactly.
Kalaskan mentioned it in an interview with ESPN 700 earlier this week, where he said that the team is focusing on the next match and not looking too far ahead, and that's a sentiment we've heard from a few players now, of just looking towards the next result and putting in the work that it takes to come out with as many points as possible. It's an encouraging sign. And the saves that are being made in training by Cabral, and then the shots that are being taken by our guys. I mean, we saw Luna tee up a shot, and it was a thing of beauty where he puts this shot in on Cabral. Cabral gets his full hand on it, and it still went in.
Mm-hmm.
Just, that was so cool. I can't wait for something like that to happen during a match.
Yeah.
Just Luna has such a cannon, and he's got an underrated cannon, because like people talk about his finesse, but you can't sleep on Luna's power. Going into my 3 crowns, my first crown is going to be one that you've already said. It's going to be Victor Olatunji. Rescued the match. We've talked about his goal a lot. Just instant impact when he came on the field. Deserving of a crown.
Also, no one looks as cool as he does with his goggles on.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how he can make them look so cool.
It's just Olatunji. Olatunji makes everything look cool. It's just the Olatunji effect. But my second crown is going to be Morgan Guilavogui, assisting on Olatunji's goal.
Yeah.
But the amount of dangerous chances he created, the amount of great shots that he took, the amount of incredible passing. He's been in my Three Crowns a lot, and for good reason. He deserves to be there. I mean, he came out of this match with an 8.2 rating.
Holy cow.
Just so good. But then my third is going to be someone that we've also talked about a lot today. It's going to be Sergi Solans.
I didn't know he was going to have such a breakout year.
Yeah, no idea. Looking at his college stats, I was like, oh, wow, this kid is good. I did not realize how good to come in and just immediately from college just be starting caliber striker day one. That was unexpected, and I underestimated him, and I'm so impressed, and he deserves that crown.
That header was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I mean, like we've already talked about, that run, that single run is so impressive to set that play up, where he knows exactly what he needed to do, get it over to Sanabria, and then to trust that Sanabria is going to set him up well. And Sergi just does all the work that he needs to really capitalize on that opportunity. So it was really a well-deserved crown. So congrats to our crown recipients and Olatunji for the double crown.
We always have to have at least one, apparently.
Yeah. With that match now behind us, we had our international break. And during the international break for MLS, there were some Royals games.
There were a few Royals games. We had quite the busy three-peat for this week, or this last week. They played on Sunday as well against San Diego Wave. That was their first home game, so it was the home opener.
That was a rough one.
It did end in a close loss against San Diego Wave. Tatum Milizano did get a red card, so we missed her in the Wednesday game. But it was a very close one. And San Diego Wave is another one that's another really hard one to play against right now.
Yeah.
They made some big changes this last year, and so it's paying off. And we also were missing some key points in our offense and our defense because our Japanese players were in the Asian Cup. Or we're playing in the Asian Cup.
Winning the
Asian Cup, yes. So congratulations to them. But we were missing them for that match. They were back for Wednesday, which impressively, we were able to pull a draw against Washington Spirit in Gillette Stadium, which is a very hard thing to do.
I mean, that was a heartbreaker of a result because there was that one
last minute goal that was offside.
Yeah.
By a kitten's whisker. It was barely offside.
Oh, it was like, she was off by like a yard. But still, true. 9 times out of 10, Mina Tanaka's able to get back and get onside for that play. But tired from the Asian Cup and then having just done an international flight like the day before. I mean, it's impressive that she was able to score the equalizer and then so quickly after that make another dangerous challenge.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of a heartbreaker, but at the same time, you end your losing streak and you show that you have bite. So
no, and it's awesome.
Too bad.
And both the players and Jimmy said how hard it is to play in Gillette Stadium. So for them to get a point in Gillette was really good. And then, luckily...
Side note, we do have a video coming out with the post-match press conference from that match. Just some technical difficulties have delayed that a little bit. So apologies. It's on me and my computer. But we'll get that out so you can hear what Kayla's talking about and hear from these players who have such good insight. Like, I was very impressed with them.
Yeah. And then Saturday, we played against Boston Legacy at 10 a.m.
Yeah, that was weird.
Well, because it was 12 in Boston.
I know, it's just like early kickoffs.
Yeah.
They're not my favorite.
Yeah. So Boston is a brand new team, one of the new teams for NWSL. And they have had a rough start. But we did get our first win against them.
So congrats to the Utah Royals on the win.
Yeah. It's been nice to see their potential. It's been nice to see their fight and that they never ever gave up. Even when they were losing in against the Wave, they never ever gave up. And I think they only conceded 1 point. I think it was a 1-0 loss.
It was a 2-1 loss.
2-1. So only by 1 point.
Yeah, the first two games were 2-1 losses, then a 1-1 draw, and then a 2-1 win.
That's right. I think having Mina Tanaka back and Miyabi Moriya back in is they are big parts of the Royals lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And having them is going to be a very big boost into the power that can come from the Royals.
Yeah. So we highly encourage y'all to get out and support the Royals. They are going to be doing some good things this year.
Speaking of which, this week is a doubleheader for the Royals and Real. So Friday at 7 p.m. is the Royals game at home.
Playing the Chicago Stars.
Mm-hmm. Which will be a good game. I think we have a really good chance. I think the Stars are below us in the table right now.
Yeah, they're 14th, and the Royals are currently sitting at 10.
Yeah, so come support our girls. Come show them that Utah is a place to be, and Utah is a dangerous place to play women's sports.
We just want America First Field to be a fortress for every team that plays there. We want RSL to do well there. We want the Royals to do well there. And then when the Monarchs play in America First Field, we want them to do well there and have America First Field be a fortress, just like Zions Bank Stadium is a fortress for them.
Yeah. So come support the girls. They're really fun games to go to as well. They have a lot of energy and a lot of excitement. It's also nice. This game will have a lot of players back from injury list. I think Paige is back, which is good. Paige is a really strong influence on the field and off the field, and so having her be a part of the team is very important for their success, I think. Having the Japanese players back, having Tatum back from her red card suspension. I mean, Tatum was back for the Boston game and she scored. We are going to be missing 2 players. Laura Prasnikar and Yanni Thompson were both called up. Oh, and Palacio were all called up for their respective nations. So we will be missing some of them, but we will also have everyone else back. So I think it'll be an interesting game.
It should be, yeah. And we mentioned supporting the Monarchs as well. They also play this week, but they are away. They're playing Ventura FC on Sunday at 6 p.m. So
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You got soccer.
Support the Monarchs as well. Support the Royals. The Monarchs game should be on YouTube, on the MLS YouTube channel. They've been putting most of the MLS Next Pro games up there. So more soccer, and it's free.
Yeah.
So join in on that, and let's spread some love across all of Utah soccer.
Yeah.
As a rising tide will raise all boats.
Yep.
Let's just build the sport.
Yep.
But that kind of takes us from our game last week through to what we're seeing coming on the horizon here
for RSL.
For RSL and for the Royals coming into this weekend. For RSL, we are going to be hosting Sporting Kansas City, and that's another early kickoff. That's going to be at 2:30 p.m. And before we get into our predictions for that match, we will go ahead and get into our segment that we're going to be calling From the Stands, where we hear from y'all, going over questions, hot takes, and shout outs. You can always give those at bootroom801.com. Anytime you can throw them there, or you can look for our Instagram stories asking for your questions, or throw them onto the comments on any of our posts, and we'll collect those and put them into the episode. So for today, looking at what y'all had, we had a question saying, which RSL player helped themselves the most in San Diego? The way that feels to me is like, I apologize if I'm misinterpreting your question, but to me that feels like which player made the best case for themselves. We do have a lot of players who have other players who are now healthy to start. I think really we've kind of talked a lot about that, where the selection headache for Pablo is going to be rough. So I think maybe players who showed that they deserve to start.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have to go with Luna and Olatunji on that, right?
Yeah, I think they really showed that they are match ready.
Yeah, like they're ready, they're good to go.
I almost said battle ready.
But yeah, they're ready to go. So, Kayla, do you have any other thoughts on that?
No, I think those two are the ones that I would say. I also think that Guy Lavogie is showing that while he may not always be the one, quote unquote, making the goal, he makes the goals happen.
Mm-hmm.
He is the one that's either getting a hockey assist or getting an assist or starting the play, or like his passing is amazing. And to watch his heat map, he's literally all over the entire field.
Yeah.
Offense, defense, wherever he's needed, he is there. He is that guy.
I just love it. I'm so excited for
And so I
his
think
tenure
that
with this club.
yeah, and so I think that he's another one that really steps up and shows why he is our DP.
Yeah.
And he's earned it.
Mm-hmm. Then our next question is, did RSL leave this game with a point gained or 2 points lost?
Kind of both.
Yeah.
I'm going to say both because it's so hard to win against San Diego right now. It's hard to even score against them in San Diego.
Yeah.
So that we got 2 goals is pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Then it's also frustrating because we were so close so many times.
Yeah.
And we didn't capitalize on having one man up.
Yeah.
And that's always frustrating.
I think that's the like hinge point that
Mhm.
changes it from being a point gained to 2 points lost is not being able to capitalize on that red card.
Yeah.
If the red card doesn't happen, then I am happy with the
Earning 1 point.
The 1 point gain, and I have no disappointment at all. And with the red card, I will say this, I'm a little disappointed. I'm still happy with the result because a draw is better than a loss. But
it's frustrating.
It was so frustrating. And yeah, it was a late red card. It was 89th minute.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
But we
that.
had like 7 minutes of after.
Yeah. So I don't know. I wish we could have put one more in the net and pulled 3 points, but I'll take a point on the road against a very good team.
Yeah, for sure.
Then our last question that we have is this team ahead of where you expected it to be 5 games in? And I will say yes.
Compared to last year, absolutely.
Yeah. I was expecting like a better year than last year, but I wasn't expecting a 4-game unbeaten streak.
Yeah, for sure. It's been so beautiful. It's been so nice to see everything. It feels like 2024 without the drama of 2024.
Yeah.
So, it feels like the excitement, the energy, the power, the winning without the ego.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that so many people have talked about, that Pablo's talked about, that Victor talked about, that a lot of the other players have talked about, is that the nice thing about this team this year is no one is fighting against someone else's ego.
Mm-hmm.
No one has an ego. I mean, you have to be a little, you have to be confident in who you are and as a player, but not being cocky.
Yeah.
And we don't see a single cocky player like that.
Yeah. It's nice to see confidence without arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
And
it builds better camaraderie as well.
Like a competent team built from competent pieces that all work together well.
Yeah.
The reason that you see like a lot of like all-star teams not perform to the level that they should because of their quote-unquote caliber of talent is if you get a bunch of all-stars who are used to being the guy and put them all on one squad,
they're all going to be fighting against each other.
Yeah, they don't work. They don't work well. But if you get a bunch of guys who are competent and good and like high caliber people, they will work together better and you get better results.
Yeah.
I always compare it to like the 1980 men's Olympic hockey team, where that was a bunch of guys out of college and who had not played together before. And they were put into a system that encouraged them to play for each other and to like lift where you stand and be a team. And I think Pablo is building that here.
Yeah, he's been doing really good at building the right culture.
Yeah, so I will firmly make my stand that I am a Pablo stay person. I love Pablo. I love what he's building, and I love the system, the mentality.
It also seems like he finally has a good tactician next to him,
Yeah,
that
so like
he can be the vibes guy.
yeah, like Pablo is a people coach, and then Anthony Poulos is very good at being a technical and tactical coach. So the combination is very good. If you ever get the good fortune to spend time with Pablo, it very much feels like you're spending time with like a Ted Lasso kind of character.
Oh, he is the most kind, friendly guy.
Yeah, like I really like him. I really like what he's building, and I think that the 2025 season, I think we can safely conclude that was a bit of a fluke.
Yeah.
And there was a lot that they had to overcome.
Plagued with injuries and DP slots and people falling out of contracts, and it was just a rough year.
Yeah, it was not a good year.
So
we're in a much better place this year, and I think we will see a lot more of the potential of RSL and RSL with Pablo Mastroeni at the helm.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of the future, predictions for the Royals game and the RSL game.
Looking ahead for the Royals against the Chicago Stars, I think that head-to-head is going to be, I think it's going to lean towards the Royals this year. Historically, the Chicago Stars have more wins over the Royals, but that includes the previous iteration of the Royals. So looking at it from this season with the current rosters, I think it's going to go in the Royals' favor. I think we're going to see Tanaka making much more of an impact into this game, and I'm going to say it's a 1-0 win for the Royals on Friday.
I like it. I think it's going to be 2-1. I think it's going to be similar, but I think that we have quite a bit of caliber that can score, and I would love to see Brecken get a goal. I think that she's so close so many times, and I want her to get another one. And Mina. I love Mina Tanaka. I think both of them together would be perfect.
Yeah, it's no secret Mina Tanaka is my favorite player on the Royals.
Yeah. And having Cece Delzer up there, like, just all of it's so good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 2-1.
And then looking at RSL SKC, a game that you always want to see RSL winning.
Especially at home.
And, I hate SKC. I mean, historically, RSL has the edge. 16 wins, 10 draws, and 11 losses against SKC. So I'm going to err on the side of that's going to continue. Also, SKC's not had a great season.
Yeah.
And their last five has been rough, where they've got 1 win in their last 5 and 3 losses.
Yeah.
So not doing great, and Joveljic is really like their one shining...
He's the only person that's good on their team.
Yeah, and he's not been super great by his standards this season.
You can't have just one good player.
Yeah. So I think that we're going to go into this game. I think we're going to see a 2-0 win for RSL. That's my gut call. 2-0 win for RSL. Cabral gets his clean sheet, and finally gets his clean sheet. I call it every game so far, and so far I've been wrong, but I have confidence in saying that we will see Morgan Guilavogui get his first goal. I may make that prediction every game until it happens, but darn it, one of these days I will be right.
My prediction is 3-1. I think that we have the same goal differential, but I want to see 3 goals. I want Luna to get his first goal of the season. I want Guilavogui to get his first goal of the season. I want Gozo to get another goal.
But you think we'll concede one?
I think so.
Yeah.
It depends. If Yedlin is good enough to play, I think it goes 3-0. If Yedlin is not playing, I think it's 3-1.
Yeah. And I've not seen an update on Yedlin coming in as either questionable or good to go. So So at this point, we don't know. We haven't had any update from the club yet.
Which is why I'm going 3-1.
Yeah. I still think Engelglad and Quinton can hold it down. I'm still confident in saying it's going to be a clean sheet for Cabral. Those are our predictions. You share your predictions with us in comments, DM us, send them on bootroom801.com, and join in on our debate here.
Yeah.
That's all we've got time for today. So, Kayla, why don't you go ahead and take us out?
Thank you for joining us in the Boot Room. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe wherever you're listening. Follow BootRoom801 across social media and stay with us at bootroom801.com for independent RSL coverage, interviews, press conference videos, and more.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you in the next one.
Okay, bye.